conferences, menu, all that is there. So when you see the QR code come up for the app, you can just grab your camera, take a little picture of it, and all the details are there. Well, of course, we're having some breakout after later on in the morning, and so all the details of where they are and the room numbers will be there also. So I just need a little.
You want to share? We're sharing.
We're going to share.
Okay.
I got it. So I would like to introduce to you. I don't know if Rebecca, are you here at all? So some of you met Rebecca on the way. There's Rebecca. She's part of our team here. Good to have her here. This is Stacy Mueller. We may be connected. I'm the executive director, Dr. Derek Mueller, and it's just a privilege to have you here today. So I want to hand it over to my wife to really talk about the sponsors and also a special gift that we have coming up.
All right, I'm gonna give you that. Well, good morning, everyone. Wasn't that beautiful? Amen. Hardly know where I'm to start, but I got it. If we could have some of our sponsors come up this way here, we'll just make your way up here. So Leon Chase from the Great Commission, Jen Paul, if she's here, and Todd, if you could just come up this way, and then, yeah. So it looks like we just have Todd here right now. Is that right? There's Todd. All right. Okay, so we're going to start with Todd. And so Todd is SEB's Pension and Insurance Account Manager. SEB stands for Canadian Christian Education Benefits, and he's going to share about SEBs this morning. Todd from Christian Education, an organization deeply committed to the flourishing of Christian education in Canada. And between Todd and Shay, they're at their exhibitor table. I mean, everyone's great, but they are amazing. So make sure that you take an opportunity to talk to them. There we go.
Thank you, Stacy. It's truly an honor to be here today as a sponsor. We have a lot of respect for what you guys do as educators, and we enjoy serving our schools with benefits. Christian Education Benefit Solutions is our organization, and our mission is to see Christian schools thrive throughout Canada. We do this through helping schools care for their employees, through the Christian Education Health Plan, the Christian Education Pension Plan. We've got many schools, over 110 schools that participate in these plans, well over 6,000 participants. I see some familiar faces in this room as well. But we encourage you to stop by our table and grab some information, and we can run comparisons for you, see if there's a way we can provide value to your school. Love to say hi to you and get to meet you a little bit. So again, it's an honor to be here as a sponsor, and thank you to ACSI Eastern Canada too. We value the partnership we've had, so thank you.
And so before you go, so on behalf of ACSI Eastern Canada, we wanted to give you a beautiful certificate and say thank you for being one of our sponsors. We appreciate you so much. Thank you, Todd. So it looks like we have Jen Paul from Digital Consulting here, and we're going to invite her up to come and share. I've kind of lost my way here, but let me just say impromptu. You'll never meet a nicer couple, Jen and Harry Paul. Honestly, he's off on missions. Jen is doing the work here. She's a wonderful wife and mother of 2 boys that we've had a wonderful opportunity getting to know when we had Whitfield School, had the student development and leadership retreat, and they were lovely. So that's all I can tell you what happened there. But anyways, thank you so much for being one of our valued sponsor. And so here we have. All right.
Awesome. Thank you. Hi, everyone. Thanks for coming and investing in your time to really sow into Christian education. I come from corporate world, and back in 2016, I felt like a call to take that corporate world and bring it into faith-based, and that's where Digital Consultants gave birth. And we have a passionate group of families and team that just loves marketing with faith-based messages. So I know some of you guys came to our webinar. Thank you for that, and hopefully that was a blessing to you. So what we are passionate about is partnering with Christian schools and to really tell what your mission-based marketing can look like. Your website, your social media, your online is your first impression of who you are and what you're going to be doing to make eternal changes in those children's life. And we take that very seriously. We take it with passion, and we want to be able to share that with the right target audience. We just don't want any parents and any parents coming at it, but we want to make sure that we understand your target parents and be able to message that. So that's what we love doing, and we're so happy that we're able to sponsor this event and bless you guys. Have a blessed day.
And so you can reach Jen. She's in the small gym, which is just around the corner and down the hall. No running in the halls, everyone, but I did yesterday. But I thought Alex was going to say, don't run in the hall, but high school days. But so Jen has a beautiful exhibitor table as well, and I think you have some goodies there and cookies. Everybody found the cookies there, and the mints at Fax Management. I mean, there's lots of goodies there. But on behalf of ACSIEC, I just want to present you with this beautiful certificate, just to remind you of how precious you are and how much that you've done for us. So, bless you. Thank you. All right, I'd like to invite Joanna up to the stage here. Joanna with the pens, is she here? Maybe she's in the other room. Okay, well, we'll move on. Okay. Okay, so I just wanted to read a little something for our speaker, and I will be right with you here. Our speaker is Dr. Jane Sinden, Redeemer University Associate Professor of Kinesiology and Physical Education, a wife, mother, and grandmother. Jane has also been a professor at Redeemer University for 20 years. Her doctoral research is in the area of emotion, education in sport, and exercise. However, over the years, her research and experience have extended beyond sport and exercise into teacher education and therapeutic settings. Jane's passion for understanding emotion over 30 years ago when she was training as a national team rower. She pursued a PhD in education to better understand why she and other athletes developed unhealthy methods of dealing with their stressful emotions and trained irrespective of these unhealthy methods. She openly shares her experience battling an eating disorder and also other self-destructive behaviors and disregarding her health for the purpose of achieving high performance in sport. She regularly shares her testimony to others about her difficult upbringing and how she led to surrender her life to Jesus. Praise God. Jane hopes her story can bring others to know the healing power of the love of Christ. In addition, Jane is presently pursuing a master's in biblical counseling at Westminster Theological Seminary to better equip her to teach and counsel others through a biblical perspective. She's a dear friend, and once you get to know her, you'll know the meaning of friend. Thank you. Bless you. Bless you. I'll take it.
Hello. So, it's a privilege to be here. It's also vulnerable, because what I'm sharing today, I've never shared before. But I was asked to share it because our story never ends, right? Our story just keeps going and going. And I feel comfortable among you all. But I was asked to share this because the last 4 years have been very difficult for me. And I hope that by sharing, I can bring comfort and hope to anyone in this room. But I don't profess to say that I have all the answers. And I don't profess to tell you how you should parent or how you should be or teach, but just my story. And God's story, because this is a story of God's glory. I'm not sharing about how I became a Christian. I do that in my session a little bit, but today I'm sharing a little bit about me as a parent and what I've been going through with my daughter. So I do have pictures, but it's not necessary. So my daughter was just this vibrant, beautiful girl, alive. Here she is there. There's another picture. The next picture is with her. There, she's just alive and beautiful. And I'll just stop there. You can leave it on that for a sec. But then she, as you know, as teachers, she experienced bullying. And it was very difficult. It's painful as a parent, it's painful as us as teachers. And when you go through it as a parent, you learn firsthand what it's like as a teacher too, because how do we include and how do we love and how do we nurture those who are being bullied? So through her elementary years, she just couldn't find friends. And she was at Christian school, and we were new Christians, and it was just difficult to fit in. And so as she got a little bit older, she started to change her look. I noticed she started to change her look, and by middle school, she cut her hair short. And we were like, no big deal. I was someone who loved sports, and in sports, it's not about the hair, and like, no big deal. But then slowly, she became misgendered. And people were referring to her as a boy. And she met a group of friends in Christian high school, grade 9. And I was excited that she met friends. And then one day, I noticed that she was losing her faith. I noticed that she was becoming very withdrawn. And in grade 9, that was 4 years ago, she came to me and she said, I'm transgender. And when you hear those words from your child, it's excruciating. Especially because I just saw this beautiful girl who, I think we have a couple more pictures. Beautiful and happy. And I didn't understand, and she didn't seem happy. So in my head, I'm thinking, no, you're not. But I said to her, we love you, thank you for sharing, because really, for her to come to me was huge, especially because she had, behind our back, already a home to go to if we kicked her out. And when you hear the words from your daughter that she thinks you're going to kick her out, it's just, when you love, this is your child, you love with all your heart. And so I realized that this was a really, this had been in her mind for a while. She also knew her rights. She also knew, so she was 14 years old, she also knew that child services could take her away and that if we don't affirm her. We're also from a family of non-Christians, and they right away affirmed her as a boy. My husband and I were not willing to do that because, first of all, we wanted to walk with her in this gently and slowly. And so we said to her, let's just consider other things going on. And this is certainly the Lord used my background of emotions to know that there's other things going on. And so we tried to speak into her about some other things that were going on, and she wouldn't hear of it. She was adamant and angry. We were very unloving. We were told not to say that she's a boy. But we just, as parents, and like I said, this is our story, and I believe God has parents for every child differently than other parents. I've come to really have grace for parents because we're all unique and we all have a story, and we are given the children that God has given us, and we do things differently. My daughter didn't want to go to church. My daughter, and here we go to a CRC church in Stratford, very conservative, and people didn't understand when we started to say, well, she doesn't want to go, and we're going to be patient and leave her in that. We didn't force her to go. And I remember one day, the first month, my husband and I would come home, and we would just listen to praise music, crying. In fact, it was such a blessing that we came together as a couple. It brought us together. And it was so hard. But what I also recognized is that God was really working a number on me. My idols, my worries, my fears were still from the past, still from things that I hadn't healed, I guess. My need for affirmation, my worry about what people thought, fear of man. And so it was so embarrassing people knew, you couldn't hide this. So people in Christian circles all knew, and it was isolating. isolating from my family because they didn't understand why we didn't affirm her as a boy, isolating from the Christian community because they didn't probably know what to say and didn't understand. So the Lord brought me closer to him. And we know that there's verses, I have a couple that really spoke to me during that time. Consider it pure joy, James 1 says, whenever you face trials of many kinds, because you know that the testing of your faith produces perseverance. Let perseverance finish its work so that you may be mature and complete, not lacking anything. These verses came to life, Marie. When we go through a trial, we dig deep, and this is what happened. And at the same time, I was teaching at university, I'm at Redeemer, and I was teaching in a class where I had somebody who identified as transgender, and this was just before my daughter came to me. And I remember thinking, I don't want that student in my class. Not because I didn't thinking I thought I loved the student, I thought I loved everybody. You know, sometimes we think we love, but when we're really tested, it's not really love. I think sometimes we perform love, but when we really love, that's what this experience with my daughter taught me. Christ love, because agape love. Because when I realized that I was saying to myself, I don't want the student in my class. Why? Because then it will change the way I have to teach. I teach in the area where we're going to talk about transgender in sport. We're going to talk about these difficult issues. And when I know that there's somebody in the class that's, you know, different or has a different view, it's harder, isn't it? We have to be more accountable in the words we say, maybe, or maybe we have to go deep into loving the student in a different way. But this was something that I took to the Lord. I'm all about recognizing what we're thinking and feeling and going to the heart and saying, why are we feeling that way? And that's not right. And I went to the Lord and asked for forgiveness. And within a month, this happened with my daughter. I asked him, when I asked him for forgiveness, if he would help me love better. Like him, like Jesus. I want to love like Jesus. The way he loves me and the way that he loves everybody. And I know that we're not capable perfectly, but we can try and we can continue to grow in his image. So over the years, it became very difficult, but at the same time, especially when we were out in public and people would say, does your son want such and such? And there's a couple more pictures. I don't know if someone's up there, but here's her. She was even professing her faith. She loved the Lord, and this was her professing her faith to Jesus when she was 10. And there's another picture. So there was times when I felt like I was just going to break. One time, around Easter time, a couple years ago, the Lord did something for me that was just, sometimes you know when the Lord is speaking to you. There's this warmth, there's this voice in your head, there's the truth of the word. And we were just searching in a basket for some coffee in our house, and we came across this picture. And I felt the Lord say, I will never, ever leave you or forsake you. And I was so comforted in those words, knowing he's got her. He's got her. This was a journey of not only learning to love, and the Lord, I felt, said to me, this is an opportunity that you have been given. Your daughter came to you. You've got still a couple years with her before she leaves home. Show her the love of Jesus that she has not been shown in her Christian schools and with friends and in her community. She didn't want to be a Christian anymore. I had to be the one to show her the love of Jesus. And that meant I had to change. I had to look at myself and let go of the worries about what other people thought and let go of needing certain things that only God could give. So I surrendered my life again to the Lord and said, you've got this. And continue, wasn't easy, but continue to have faith. Every single time, I remember thinking too, I'm gonna lose out on all the girl things through high school, right? It was like, I don't get the dress, I don't get the, like this was, the self-pity. But the Lord kept giving me verses. Another one. My grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness. Therefore I will boast, which is what I'm hoping I'm doing today, In my weakness, his power was made perfect. Because as we shared, as we continued to have devotions that she got angry every time we did devotions, the heartbreak of that, I had to temper my anger. I grew so much in that experience that eventually I got this peace. Do not be surprised at the fiery ordeal that has come to you to test you, as though something strange were happening to you. But rejoice inasmuch as you participate in the sufferings of Christ, so that you may be overjoyed when the glory is revealed. And I thought, yes! I don't know if that's going to be in my lifetime, but I just believed he had my daughter, and if she has to go through, because she was talking about surgeries, if she has to go through this, there's nothing I can do about it. Aren't we controlling as parents? I had to let go totally. There's nothing I can do about it. So I let go. And there was this peace in suffering. And then I felt this joy of salvation that I had never experienced before, knowing I'm saved, this isn't my home, this isn't her home. Salvation came alive to me in a whole different way. And the joy. Every day I suffered, every day I felt joy. Then last February, we were skiing, and my daughter was with me, and she used to get so mad in public, if I had a look or something when she was misgendered, or when she was told she was a boy or called a boy, but she could see my pain. And I think it's okay to show our pain. And she could see it. And I didn't talk about it all the time. I didn't lay into her. I just wanted to let her be her and love her. But she saw my pain. So in February this year, we were skiing and she was misgendered, and she corrected them. She said, I'm a girl. I'm like, what just happened? And I don't know if you can show more pictures. Yeah, okay. And so I don't want to take too much more time, but I want to share with you that this was this explosion of her coming into her faith, loving Jesus, knowing we loved her, and celebrating who she is as a girl in Christ. And now she's at Redeemer with me. Can I have the last picture of us on? Anyway, she's at Redeemer with me. And I just want to end with this. Therefore, we do not lose heart. Though outwardly we are wasting away, yet inwardly we are being renewed day by day. For our light and momentary troubles are achieving for us an eternal glory that far outweighs them all. So we fix our eyes not on what is seen, but on what is unseen, since what is seen is temporary, but what is unseen is eternal. And I just want to hope that this story gives some hope that God is in charge, whatever journey you're on, however long it takes, don't lose heart. And know that he's working for the good for those who love him for his purpose. And that I just hope that my story, look at her, right? This was in her first dress. And then it's funny, just one thing, yay, praise God. She's loving Redeemer, she's loving the Lord. And I'm thankful, I praise God, I give God all the glory as I stand here. Nothing I have done, all of what he has done. And I'll be around for anybody who wants to share anything with me or talk with me. Thank you.
I'm sorry, I didn't put any Kleenex on the table. This conference is about well-being. Our well-being. Thank you, sis. Appreciate you. We met Jane a couple years ago, and she influenced our life, and we've been able to influence her life. And I think she was one of the first people, I'm sorry, Chris, but that I asked to speak. Sorry. Feel God moving this morning? This conference is about us coming together and realizing that we're not alone. Please hear that message. You may not like one song or a joke or whatever, but in the end we come together and we're us. And God loves us so much that he was willing to die on the cross for us. So I'm going to change tones, which is really hard right now. So don't do this to me again, okay, please? I'm crying and my makeup's running. I have cream and it's running into my, I didn't mean makeup, but my cream's running into my It's okay, don't want to offer me a Kleenex, I'm good. Yeah, maybe you could hold on to that, thank you. Oh, sweetheart, thank you. Did you blow your nose? No, okay. You're crying too, hon. Okay. So, couple things. We have a little gift for you. We have, she's not here, but she has a booth in the back. For probably the first 100 people, not everybody will want this, but we've paid for a gift for you. It also encourages you to go into the sponsor booth back there. Our sponsors are part of the reason we subsidize. The cost for this conference is about $500 a person, and we only charge $199 because our sponsors were able to actually fulfill the other part. So we thank our sponsors for that. Please go and visit them, talk to them, smile with them, take their material, and if you don't want it, just put it on the next guy's table. Right? So it'll look like, you're really in. Grab the Tim Horton cards. He has Tim Horton card. Tim Horton. Yes, he has whatever those little red things are. He has those along the way. So what we have is kind of a perfect thing for a teacher's convention. You can make your own pen. You'll see it. The first 100 people actually get a coupon. I'm going to bring her up and show her afterwards that she's here. Perfect. So you can explain exactly what. You didn't bring anything. Well, you have something on your okay, perfect. So I'm going to give her 30 seconds. No, you can have a whole minute to talk about what's going to happen. The first 100 people are free. We've actually paid for those. You can buy them, but it's really creative. When I met her last year, I thought, you know what? We need to have this at the convention.
Good morning. Thank you. Good morning, everybody. My name's Joanna, and you'll see me set up over there with a table full of, they're not gibbets. Giblets? They are not for Crocs. What they do is I've got two things. As mentioned, there's a coupon and it says pen, but you can get a pen or you can do a lanyard. So what happens is you'll see a table full of hundreds of different charms. You can pick one of the main focal beads and then as many of the little beads as you can fit either on the pen or there's 4 that would go on the lanyards. Be creative. I came up with this 2 years ago because I got frustrated making pens and nobody was buying them. And I'm like saying to my husband, I'm spending hours doing this. I'm having fun, but nobody else is. So I said, right? So I said to him, let's pack everything up and we're taking all this to the next show. And he's like, what? It went amazing. I had lineups and lineups because people like to be creative. It's our way of just things that you put together. And then I'm sitting there going, I like that. So I'll take a picture of it. And then, anyways, it's over there. It's great. I've got pre-made stuff, there's stocking stuffers, there's car coasters, all sorts of fun stuff, and just come and visit me and say hi, if not.
Thank you so much. And so we'll be doing this over the day, so you can imagine that 200 people can't get one at the time. So I imagine you'll be busy. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So if you can go to your table right now and grab a card. Just grab a card. There's cards in the middle of your table. If you don't have a card, you guys come over and grab a card from this table. Or why don't you come to this table? It doesn't make a difference. Everybody should have a card. There's 8 on each table. If you don't have one, look for a table with cards. We have a couple more cards over here. Is there any more over there? Okay, we got one here. Anybody have extra cards at your table? Extra cards at your table? We got 2 over here. Just put your hand up if you have a card so people can find them. We need 3 cards over here. 3 cards over here. Any more cards? We need some cards over here. Okay, any more? We got 1 more over here. We got 2 cards coming there. Good. We got 2 more cards here. I have 3 cards. Anybody need a card? Right here. Here's what here. Here we go. No, I'll give it to you later. Okay. We need 1 more card. Any more cards? Okay, so I'm going to give you, we have 1 more. Who needs a card still? Okay, you can have my card. Okay? In a minute. I just need to explain it. I don't know if the card up in the sound booth, is the card ready? Oh, I have a card here. Oh, I got a bunch of cards. If you come get your cards, I got the cards here. You got one? You got one? Perfect. Everybody have a card right now? Okay, this is what I want you to do. If you turn over your card, okay, we don't have a slide. If you turn over your card, you'll notice a letter. Shh. If you turn over your card, you have a letter. Everybody see a letter? Tell me you spot a letter. If you see wild card, guess what that means? It's any letter. So you can go in any group you want. So this is what I want you to do. You'll notice on the card, if you turn it over, there's a bunch of different things to do. Okay? So the first thing you will notice on the side, you'll notice there's an animal on top, and on the side, it'll say something like slide or swerve or jump up and down. Do you see that word? Okay? So you see that word? So what you're going to do is, you're going to try to find all the A. If you're an A, you're going to try to find all the A's while you jump or slide or disco. Okay? Whatever it tells you to do along the way. And then when you get to your group, listen. Okay? So first of all, instructions number 1. Okay? Listen. Instructions number 1. Find your letter, do your movement, and when you get to your group, introduce yourself and stay tuned for stage 2. Ready? Go. Okay, we have a break after this. Okay.
But they're not A. Keep looking for clapping A.
No.
Just clapping.
Yeah. No. Find your letter while you do your action. Find your letter while you do your action. They're not the same. Find your letter while you do your action. Find your letter while you do your action. Then introduce yourself. Good luck. She'll go through the back. Okay, everybody freeze. Everybody freeze. Some of you have discovered there's 2 letters. One goes with a card suit, so that's different. On the back of your card is the letter you're looking for. So if you see a K and a spade, guess what? That's a card. So you want to go on the other side, okay? I'm going to give you 2 more minutes. Let's see if you can actually complete the exercise. Go. Find your letter and do your action. Do your action on the way to your group, and then introduce yourself. Shout out your letter. A, and B, and B. Shout out your letter. X's over here. X's. Follow the X's. Bunny rabbits. It can't, there's got to be more K's. Use the voice that God gave you. Shout out your letter and move to the beat. Okay, freeze. Everybody freeze. Teachers conference, people having a hard time with the alphabet. Go figure, right? Okay, wherever you are right now, freeze, 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 freeze. Grab a person beside you. There's a question underneath the animal, and I want you to answer that question to the group of 3 or 4 of you in that group. So 3 or 4 of you, just cling on to, hold arms. This is fun. Hold arms, right? Hold arms, and then answer your question. My question says, what is one achievement you are proud of? And share with your group. So grab 4 people, 3 or 4 people, hold arms, that's your group. Hold arms. Hold arms. You can't do your alphabet, hold your arms. So I need how you doing? Good. So I need If you're looking for a group, don't worry about it. Just hook arms and start doing your questions. Hook arms with any 4 people. Have you done it? Just any 4 people. If you haven't found your alphabet, it's okay. We'll send you back to Teachers College. Don't worry about it. But just hold arms and answer your question. You're done yours? Okay. Okay. Here's the next stage. Freeze. Listen to the voice. You'll notice on your card, there is a number on your dice on the bottom. Now watch carefully. 1s will go over there, 2s will go in the middle, 3 will go in the corner over there. 4, 5, 6. Look at the dice. Look at the dice, not the number. Look at the dice, not the number. In theory, we shall have 6 groups. It looks like you know your numbers. That's good. So 1 is in that corner, 2 is in the middle, 3 is over here on your dice, 4, 5, 6. In your group right now, find 1 or 2 people and hook arms. Find 1 or 2 people in your group and hook arms. 1 or 2 people and hook arms. 1 or 2 people. You should have a bunch of little groups. A bunch of little groups. 1 or 2 people hook arms. 1 or 2 people together. 1, 2 or 3, 1 or 2 people. 2 or 3 people in a group. Hook arms. 2 or 3 people in a group. Here's what you do. Shh. Quiet. You guys are all hooking arms really good. Just break up into 2 to 3 people. 2 to 3 people. You guys are doing really good. You should have a bunch of little groups. 2 to 3 people. Over here, 2 to 3 people. Okay? Now, with those 2 to 3 people, I want you to flip over your card, and there's a picture there. I want you to share one statement of what this picture reminds you of your faith walk. Okay, so I'm not looking for a conversion story. I'm just on the back. There's a picture. So with the 2 or 3 people in your group, share what this picture means according to your faith journey. Okay, welcome to conference. Can you imagine how much we've worshiped, we've heard some great stories, we've connected, we've wiggled, we've moved, we've tried to learn our alphabet. We weren't very successful there, but that's good. Let me have your attention. Just direct your eyes to the slides. I want to go to room one. So just to let you know, where did my support system go? Liam, oh, here he is. Good. So here, why don't you tell them?
Room 1 and 2 are just through those doors, and they're both down the hallway. So you'll find 1 and 2 through there. So you can head out those doors easily. Room 3 is through the wall over there. Room 4 is here in the gym. And 5 and 6 are through the wall back there. So if you go out the door, down the hall and turn, you'll end up at 5 and 6.
So let me explain now the rooms, and then we'll go over that again. I realize I did it in the wrong order, but that's fine. So room 1 will be Karen Daniels. She's doing leading the charge for well-being with your staff. You'll love her. She's from out west, so she's room 1, and you said room 1 is over there. So if that's your next breakout session, you'll be heading over there. Then room 2, next slide. Next slide. Room 2 is Dr. David Ballack. He's speaker. He's been talking. He's over there in that corner, so you'll go out that door. Living and leading in an age of anxiety. Now, if you have your YAP, you can look at all the details of the seminar there. Room 3 is, just so you know how you pronounce his name, it's not Jose, it rhymes with Moses, Joseph. Okay, so rhymes with Moses, Joseph. Go back to 3 for me. Go back to 3 for me. So he's talking about healing hearts, minds, and souls, and room 3 is over here. So you're going out that way. Room number 4. Next slide. Brent Ullman will be here. So anybody for Brent, you just stay right here and have a seat. And then room 5 is Emily. She was here